Good afternoon. Good afternoon. It's such a wonderful day. I had to go back and re-enter because my sound wasn't coming up. But I am so thankful to God because He has blessed me to be here another day. And this is the Thanksgiving week. And I am so grateful that God has blessed us to live to see another week where we can express being thankful to Him for everything that He's done and is doing for us. And we will pray, dear God, as I sit before you to speak, I pray to you that my soul you will keep. And if I should die before I finish, I pray to you, dear God, in the name of Jesus, that any outstanding sins will be forgiven. Amen. He has blessed us to live to see another day. And for that, I am grateful, grateful, grateful. And this is point of view. And I see that politics up there, and that's not supposed to be there. So let me go here into that and change that. This is point of view. So let me change that and get us on the right track here. That politics is for the Mothers Board Inc., the Mothers Board Incorporated. So we're not there. We're not there today. We are on point of view. And we're going to talk about stress during the holidays. We're going to talk about stress during the holidays because we know that the holidays do bring on a great deal of stress. So we're going to talk about why that is. We're going to talk about why that is. And I'm going to type in point of view. And then we'll go on and whatever I need to change later, I will. But just to get it right here, point of view. Thank you, Lord. So here we go. All right. So our subject here today is dealing with stress. And we know that stress is a great factor in life. As a matter of fact, that stress is very important for us to control our stress. And so, why are the holidays so stressful? And we're going to go into that. Why are holidays so stressful? And then we're going to be in the Mayo Clinic today. We're visiting the Mayo Clinic today. We are visiting, I think it's Very Well Mind. Let me make sure that's where we are. The Mayo Clinic and Very Well Mind today. And then I'm going here. And these are reasons why a holiday can be stressful. And these reasons are, let, let me go here. And this is Healthline. Healthline.com. So I'm going to bring my picture in, getting things set up here. Bring my picture in just a few seconds. But stress, this is very important. And you know, I focus on positivity, and I want everybody to be able to enjoy the holidays to the best of their ability. And we know that things are happening all around us, things are going on. And just like we're going to memorialize my first cousin, Lucille McShan Moore Edwards, on Saturday. And so there are things that are going on here and now that we can't do anything about, but just do the things that are necessary and love each other even more and support each other. And so I'm praying for my family as well as all of the other families that are going through the trials and tribulations, whether it's sickness, death, uh, stress, just all kinds of things are happening right now. All kinds of things are happening right now. Hello, hello, hello. So glad you're with me. Okay, let's go right into healthline.com. And we're talking about 6 tips for managing holiday stress. 6 tips for managing holiday stress. And it's going to tell us why the stress comes to the holidays. And this is reviewed, medically reviewed by Timothy L. Legg, PhD and Psych D, and it's written by Jerisha Parker Gordon, and it's updated December 19, 2016. But we know that these are all still good for us today. Do you or do your shoulders instantly tense up? Let me do this right here. Make sure I do this because I want to make sure I can read it like it should be read. Okay, we're going to go to uh, talk about holiday stress. We're going to talk about what it is, the causes, the symptoms, the tips, seeing a doctor, and a takeaway. Do your shoulders instantly tense up at the thought of the hustle and bustle of the holiday season? Does your heart skip a beat when you think about spending the entire day with your extended family during the most wonderful time of the year? Does the thought of holiday overspending keep you up at night? I'm so glad I'm over all of that. Thank you, Jesus. If you answered yes to any of these questions, you're not alone. Money and family responsibilities are some of the top sources of stress in the United States. They're some of the top sources of stress in the United States. So before the stress of the holidays sneaks up on you, we're going to go over this. It says, read on to learn how to enjoy your most stress free holiday season yet. So we're going on and we're going to go into that. And so I'm going to read it for you. And I hope you're doing well. I know I say that sometimes more than once. But I mean it. I mean it with everything in me. I hope you're doing well because it's very important that we seize the day. That means take advantage of every fraction of a second that we have in this life and try our best to make the best of it and live it with joy. So before the stress of the holidays sneaks upon you, we're going to read this and we're going to talk about this, okay? Now let me get on past this commercial. What is holiday stress? What is holiday stress? Holiday stress can affect anyone, even children. There are a lot of expectations around the holidays. Many people associate the holidays with social gatherings, rituals, and happy memories. These expectations can lead to stress. They can lead to stress. And we're in healthline.com for this. And this is BetterHelp. BetterHelp makes BetterHelp is a commercial I'm looking at, an ad right there. But we've been in BetterHelp too. So we've been in many of these sites. Causes of holiday stress. It can quickly become overwhelming to make every meal award worthy and every wrapped gift look perfect. Finding the time to attend every party or feeling like you haven't been invited to enough parties can also cause stress. There's also a desire to cram in every tradition and event to make sure each day is memorable. So when you add in the financial burden, the travel, and visiting family members, stress can pile up quickly. And I think all of us can relate to that. How we want it to be great, we want it to be perfect, we want it to be happy for everybody, everybody be cheerful and jolly and happy and enjoy each other. That stress can build up if something seems like it's going awry. Okay? So the holiday can also be a difficult time of the year for people who have lost friends and family members. The memory of the loss can make it harder to cope with holiday season stressors. Oh, yes, it can. And symptoms. Here we go. Holiday stress looks much the same as regular day to day stress. It can affect the body in many different ways. Symptoms can include some of the following: anxiety, sadness, headaches, body aches, inability to sleep, irritability. All of those play a part in this stress, this holiday stress. So when we say, I have a headache and I haven't had a headache in so long, I just feel so sad. All of these things play into the holidays, that holiday stress. And those are some of the symptoms. So you want to learn more about stress, the effects of stress on the body. Okay. Depression doesn't always look a certain way. And then we go on down and go back into uh, our time and our subject. Tips for managing holiday stress. Tips for managing holiday stress. There are ways to deal with holiday stress, but first, you need to understand your triggers. You need to know what sets you off, what causes you to start feeling sad or anxious or lonely, whatever it is, what causes. So we need to understand what causes these, and that's called triggers. Okay? What triggers these feelings? So we need to understand that. Do certain situations cause you to feel overwhelmed? When you feel stressed, stop and try to consider what may be causing your anxiety. Once you understand your triggers, use these simple tips to limit holiday stressors. So you have to understand those triggers. Number one, plan ahead. Finding time for all of your holiday activities can be tricky. On top of holiday commitments, you may also have to deal with increased traffic, or you may feel extra pressure to get ahead of work so you can take time off to travel. You want to try to get ahead at work so you can take time off to travel. And so we need to, like I said, plan ahead. Start planning early because everybody needs some time to relax and just chill out and enjoy themselves. If you don't do it, just lie down and relax. Watch TV, listen to music, go for a walk, all of that. Whatever relaxes you, you need to do it. Nobody can live without that and be completely healthy. You have to take time for yourself. So do it voluntarily before your body causes you and forces you to take that time. And then it won't feel so good, okay? If you're forced to take that time by your body caving in on you, okay? Or your mind. So creating an action plan can help relieve stress. Write down all the things you need to do so you can prioritize the things that are most important. A list also makes it harder for things to slip your mind. That makes it harder. Number two, put yourself first. Put yourself first. This is very important. We always put other people ahead of us, always. And we're unselfish, but think you have to put yourself first. You have to take care of yourself. You have to watch activities. Make sure you don't overexert yourself and all of that. But let me go into this, what they have here on the helpline. Put yourself first. The act of giving gets so much attention during the holidays, it can be easy to forget to give back to yourself. Taking care of yourself can help make it easier for you to take care of others. Set aside some time to do things you enjoy. Find time to exercise, plan a dinner out, or just get a few minutes of fresh air. And don't forget the importance of a regular good night's sleep. Don't forget about it, okay? Now, number three, keep your finances in check. Let me check everything, make sure everything is going well. Look at my monitor here. Okay, my mouth is moving. Let me make sure that my sound is doing what it needs to do. Is the sound coming through? Yes, it is. So I'm okay. Number three, keep your finances in check. And this is very important because if you're running out of money or not having enough to begin with, that can be very, 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 very stressful. So if you're worried about spending, and how it will affect you after the holidays are over. Be realistic about what you can afford. This is where so many of us go wrong. And we know deep down inside that this money is supposed to go here for this and this is supposed to go here for that, but I'm just going to go ahead and splurge and then I'll let the rest of it take care of the rest of it when the rest of the time comes. No, 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 no. Be realistic about what you can afford. The sentiment behind the gift is more important than the cost, and that's for real. Create a budget and stick to it. Create a budget and stick to it. Spend only what you can afford. And if you don't have the ability to spend anything, bake a treat or offer your talents and time to your friends and loved ones. Hey, there's so much you can do. If you don't have the money, you can make up for it in some way. Number four, honor loved ones you have lost. And I don't like to say lost. They have transitioned into eternity, or even some may not have transitioned from this life, but they might have gone a different way, a separate way. There's so many ways that people can depart from us, and it's not always death, but then it hurts, heartbreak, pain, all of that. So honor loved ones you have lost or who are no longer in your life physically anymore. Okay, honor those. And so I didn't write this, okay? So let me go ahead and say it like they wrote it. Number four, honor loved ones you've lost. It may be difficult to celebrate the holiday season if you're lost, if you've lost someone dear to you or distant or dear to you or distance makes it difficult to spend time together. And I was just thinking yesterday and I said, oh my, this time in 2021, we had just memorialized Bubba. Bubba's my oldest brother, Oris Polk Sr. And then in August of 2021, we memorialized Natalie, our sister. So, and I was just thinking of that. And so these, they're gone on, but we yet think about them and we miss them. And if we didn't keep ourselves together, we would be a wreck. And I thank God because He's blessed me to keep together and just enjoy life and enjoy the memories of my loved ones. Okay. Spend this holiday season reflecting on special memories of lost loved ones. Consider doing something meaningful in their honor. And if you're unable to spend time with loved ones, volunteer your time to a local organization where your smiling face could change someone's day. These are great ideas. Number five, don't be afraid to say no. Don't be afraid to say no. Understand that it's okay to say no. Try to say yes to the events and things you know will bring you joy. Say no to obligations you know will cause you heartache and disappointment. You just have to control your time and your life. If you know that you're being invited somewhere, you're expected somewhere, and you know it's going to be hard on you, trying on you, say no. Just say no. Okay? So if working a few extra hours of overtime will make you happy so you can treat someone you love, it may be worth doing. But if your boundary crossing relative invites you to a holiday party, feel free to decline. Okay? If your boundary crossing relative invites you to a holiday party, feel free to decline. You'll experience less stress and worry by saying no. Think of yourself. Take care of yourself. And here's another question. Should you see a doctor? If you tried the tips above and your mood hasn't improved, or your symptoms continue well after the holidays, consider speaking with a mental health professional. Nothing wrong with it. That's why they're here. That's why we're here. So that you can talk to us, we can listen to you, and offer the professional help that you need. Okay? Now, they can help you determine your biggest stressors and find ways to better cope with holiday stress. Oh, yes. All right. So, the takeaway on this is when it comes to stress, it's important to listen to what your body and mind are telling you. If a situation is too stressful, ask yourself why you feel the way you do and consider what you can do to better manage your stress. By learning how to cope with day to day stress, you can be better prepared to tackle holiday stress. Oh, yes, you can. And there's some questions on here, but I'm not going to go into that. So I'm going to my next article here. And this, I want to do this. Let me go there. The Mayo Clinic, and then the Very Well Mind. I'm going to go to Very Well Mind first and give this article to us. Very Well Mind, talking about holiday stress. And this is benefits of positive thinking for body and mind. Benefits of positive thinking for body and mind. And this is by Kendra Cherry, MS Ed, and it was updated on November the 6th in 2023 and is reviewed by David Sussman, PhD. And this is verywellmind.com. People sometimes say that they prefer to look on the bright side, talking about positivity, and this all has to do with stress, how to be positive during the holidays, being positive during the holidays. Thank you so much for being here with me. I appreciate you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. People sometimes say that they prefer to look on the bright side of a challenging situation that they see the cup as half full. Chances are good, okay? Chances are good that the individuals who, my, my mouse is moving pretty quickly here. Chances are good that the individuals who make these comments are positive thinkers and they may be getting many benefits because of this approach. They see the glass as half full instead of half empty. So, research is finding more and more evidence pointing to the many benefits of positive thinking and staying optimistic. And this is what I want to point out and stress today about stress during the holidays. Research, proof is tried and tested, okay? Research is finding more and more evidence pointing to the many benefits of positive thinking and staying optimistic. Such findings suggest that not only are positive thinkers healthier and less stressed, but they also tend to have greater overall well being and a higher level of resilience. And remember, um, it might have been last week we talked about resilience, or it could have been the week before. But we talked about resilience. Okay? Now, let's go on to the next. I have to go past a lot of these ads here. Benefits of positive thinking. Benefits of positive thinking. And this holiday, with me praying for and with you, us agreeing together, you're not. If you've been having stressful holidays, so stress that is detrimental to your physical and mental health, that you're not going through that this year. We're touching and agreeing in the name of Jesus that you're not going to go through that this year. This is going to help you to think positive through the holidays and know what the symptoms are of stress during the holidays. Know them and deal with them. Practice dealing with them. Practice having a great holiday. All right? Benefits of positive thinking. Even if positive thinking doesn't come naturally, there are plenty of great reasons to start cultivating affirmative thoughts and minimizing negative self talk. Reduced stress. When faced with stressful situations, positive thinkers they cope more effectively than pessimistic thinkers and with less anxiety and worry. Rather than dwelling on their frustrations or things that they cannot change, they will devise a plan of action and ask others for assistance and advice. Don't be afraid to ask for assistance and advice. And then you think about it and you seek out someone that you know you can trust, okay? You know you can trust, all right? Pessimistic thinkers, on the other hand, are more likely to assume that the situation is out of control. Out of control. They often believe that there is nothing they can do to change it. That's a pessimist. They think it's out of control, they feel hopeless, and they just give up on it. But you're not going to do that anymore if you've been doing that because you're an optimist, okay? Increased immunity. In recent years, researchers have found that the mind can have a powerful effect on the body. Immunity is one area where one's thoughts and attitudes can have a particularly powerful influence. And that is so true. So true. So according to one published article, the more positive thoughts a person has, the better their ability to fight off disease. The authors are they also suggest that the opposite is true. The fewer positive thoughts a person has, the greater their disease risk. Okay? The greater the disease risk. Now we go to the section that talks about improved wellness. We're talking about stress during the holidays. and dealing with stress during the holidays and being positive during the holidays and turning over a new style, a new way of coping during the holidays. Don't let sadness, anxiety, all of that grasp a hold of you and keep you from enjoying the holidays. I know we have things going on in our lives and in our families, but you muster up some positivity and do the best that you can to make it a positive season for you. In spite of all, you are going to make it through, okay? You are definitely going to make it through. You're going through, okay? Improved wellness. Not only can positive thinking impact the ability to cope with stress and compromise immunity, but it also has an impact on overall well being. Specifically, it is tied to a reduced risk of death from cardiovascular issues. However, depression risk and an increased lifespan. It will lower depression risk, and an increased lifespan. Okay? So while researchers are, are not entirely clear on why positive thinking benefits health, some suggest that positive people might lead healthier lifestyles by coping better with stress and avoiding unhealthy behaviors. They are able to improve their health and well being. And now we're going to the section better resilience. Better resilience, okay? This is good, isn't it? We're in very well mind and we're talking about being stress free over the holidays, enjoying the holidays, being positive in, in spite of being positive during the holidays, okay? Talking better resilience. Resilience refers to our ability to cope with problems. Resilient people are able to face a crisis or trauma with strength and resolve rather than falling apart in the face of such stress. They have the ability to carry on and eventually overcome such adversity. Positive thinking can play a major role in resilience. When dealing with a challenge, optimistic thinkers they typically look at what they can do to fix the problem. Optimistic thinkers typically look at what they can do, okay, to fix the problem. Instead of giving up hope, they marshal their resources and are willing to ask others for help. By nurturing positive emotions, even in the face of terrible events, people can reap both short term and long term rewards, including managing stress levels, lessening depression, and building coping skills that will serve them well into the future. Next, when positive thinking may not be helpful. So we're looking at all of it, all the way around, okay? When positive thinking may not be helpful. Before trying to put on some rose colored glasses in every situation, it's important to note that positive thinking is not about taking a Pollyanna approach to life. In fact, in some instances, optimism might not be beneficial. Have you ever heard it said like that? Because we're always saying, look at the sunny side of it, be optimistic. But it says sometimes that positive, it might not work in certain situations at certain times, okay? One instance, is when it's unrealistic to be optimistic. As an example, someone who is unrealistically optimistic may not correctly evaluate their risk of developing a major disease such as cancer, causing them to engage in behaviors that further elevate their risk. And I want to do this again, okay? Because what we're talking about here is when positive thinking may not be helpful. We have to look at it all the way around, don't we? Thank you again for being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I am so happy you're here. One instance is when it's unrealistic to be optimistic. And I told you I'm repeating this, okay? As an example, someone who is unrealistically optimistic may not correctly evaluate their risk of developing a major disease, such as cancer, causing them to engage in behaviors that further elevate their risk. Instead of ignoring reality in favor of the silver lining, positive thinking centers on such things as a person's belief in their abilities, a positive approach to challenges, and trying to make the most of the bad situation. Bad things can happen, and not only can they happen, they will happen, okay? Bad things can happen. Sometimes we will be disappointed or hurt by the actions of others. This does not mean that the world is out to get us or that all people will let us down. It doesn't mean that. Instead, positive thinkers look at the situation realistically, search for ways, that they can improve the situation and try to learn from their experiences. Oh, yes, and Kinder Cherry, MSED, Kinder Cherry, is a psychosocial rehabilitation specialist, psychology educator, and author of the Everything Psychology book. Okay. Thank you, Kendra. We appreciate that and having this article to talk about. Next, we're going to the Mayo Clinic. We are going to the Mayo Clinic. Yes, positive thinking, stop negative self talk to reduce stress. Positive thinking, stop negative self talk to reduce stress. This is stress management, the Mayo Clinic, healthy lifestyle. Okay, positive thinking helps with stress management and can even improve your health. Practice overcoming negative self-talk with examples provided. And this is by the Mayo Clinic staff. By the staff. Is your glass half empty or half full? How you answer this age old question about positive thinking may reflect your outlook on life, your attitude toward yourself, and whether you're optimistic or pessimistic, and it may even affect your health. Indeed, some studies show that personality traits such as optimism and pessimism can affect many areas of your health and well being. The positive thinking that usually comes with optimism is a key part of effective stress management. And effective stress management is associated with many stress benefits. If you tend to be pessimistic, don't despair. All right? There is hope. So if you tend to be pessimistic, don't despair. You can learn positive thinking skills. Oh, yes, you can. All right, let's get on into this. Oh, I'm so happy about this. All right. Understanding positive thinking and self talk. Understanding positive thinking and self talk. Positive thinking doesn't mean that you ignore life's less pleasant situations. Positive thinking does not mean that you ignore life's less pleasant situations. Positive thinking just means that you approach unpleasantness in a more positive and productive way. You think the best is going to happen, not the worst. You hear? You think the best is going to happen, not the rest. You think something good is going to come out of this. Positive thinking often starts with self talk. Self talk is the endless stream of unspoken thoughts that run through your head. And don't we know that these unspoken thoughts are going through our heads like maybe 100, 200, 300 miles per hour? I'm telling you, these thoughts just flow, 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 flow. Sometimes you have to talk to yourself and say, hey, wait a minute. Nope, I rebuke that thought in the name of Jesus. Sometimes you physically shake your head to negate that thought because thoughts are coming and going constantly. Positive thinking often starts with self talk. Self talk is the endless stream of unspoken thoughts that run through your head. These automatic thoughts can be positive or negative. Some of your self talk comes from logic and reason. Other self talk may arise from misconceptions that you create because of lack of information or expectation due to preconceived ideas of what may happen. If the thoughts that run through your head are mostly negative, your outlook on life is more likely pessimistic. If your thoughts are mostly positive, you're likely an optimist, someone who practices positive thinking. All right? Now, the next part of this is the health benefits of positive thinking. The health benefits of positive thinking, and we're at the Mayo Clinic right now, okay? Researchers continue to explore the effects of positive thinking and optimism on health. Health benefits that positive thinking may provide include increased lifespan, lower rates of depression, lower levels of distress and pain, greater resistance to illnesses, better psychological and physical well being, better cardiovascular health, and reduced risk of death from cardiovascular disease and stroke, reduced risk of death from cancer, reduced risk of death from respiratory conditions, reduced risk of death from infections, better coping skills during hardships and times of stress. So, this is the health benefits of positive thinking. That's some of them, and that carries a lot in there, okay? So, it's unclear why people who engage in positive thinking experience these health benefits. One theory is that having a positive outlook enables you to cope better with stressful situations, which reduces the harmful health effects of stress on your body. It's also thought that positive and optimistic people tend to live healthier lifestyles. They get more physical activity, follow a healthier diet, and don't smoke or drink alcohol in excess. Next, identifying negative thinking. Not sure if your self talk is positive or negative? Some common forms of negative self talk include, we're covering this today, aren't we? Because we want to have a wonderfully enjoyable holiday. You know, Thanksgiving kicks it off. It kicks it off. And so we are going to, and I say again, you're not going to go through the sadness and distress because we are believing together that you're not going to experience that this year. Okay? And from all of the years out, because you're an optimistic person, it is changing for the better, mentally and physically for you. Okay? Not sure if your self talk is positive or negative. Some common forms of negative self talk include filtering. You magnify the negative aspects of a situation and filter out all the positive ones. For example, you had a great day at work. You completed your tasks ahead of time and were complimented for doing a speedy and thorough job. That evening, you focus only on your plan to do even more tasks and forget about the compliments you received. Then we go to personalizing. When something bad occurs, you automatically blame yourself. For example, you hear that an evening out with the friends is canceled, and you assume that the change in plans is because no one wanted to be around you. Then we go to catastrophizing. You automatically anticipate the worst without facts that the worst will happen. The drive through coffee shop gets your order wrong, and then you think that the rest of your day will be a disaster. Next is blaming. You try to say someone else is responsible for what happened to you instead of yourself. You avoid being responsible for your thoughts and feelings. Then we go to the next one, saying you should do something. Okay? You think of all the things you think you should do and blame yourself for not doing them. Next, magnifying. This is negative talk, okay? All right. Negative self talk. Magnifying. You make a big deal out of minor problems. Perfectionism. Keeping impossible standards and trying to be more perfect sets yourself up for failure. Polarizing. You see things only as either good or bad. There is no middle ground. This is negative self talk. This can get you down every time, okay? So, as of today, you're going to think differently. Positive thinking, enjoying the holidays to the best of your ability, in spite of everything that's going on, okay? All right. Now, focusing on positive thinking. You can learn to turn negative thinking into positive thinking. The process is simple, but it does take time and practice. You're creating a new habit after all, okay? So, following are some of the ways to think and behave in a more positive and optimistic way. I'm telling you, after today, oh, you're going to see the positive changes. You're going to say, oh, it works for me. But it won't work if you won't practice it, okay? So you have to practice it. So we're in the Mayo Clinic talking about positive thinking, okay? Identify areas of change. If you want to become more optimistic and engage in more positive thinking, first identify areas of your life that you usually think negatively about, whether it's work, your daily commute, life changes, or a relationship. You can start small by focusing on one area to approach in a more positive way. Think of a positive thought to manage your stress instead of a negative one. Next, check yourself. Periodically during the day, stop and evaluate what you're thinking. If you find that your thoughts are mainly negative, try to find a way to put a positive spin on them. Didn't I tell you we're going to change this today? If you're one of these that's doing this negative self talk, no, no. After today, it's done. No more, okay? All right. Now, be open to honor, okay? Be open to humor. Give yourself permission to smile or laugh, especially during difficult times. Seek humor in everyday happenings. When you can laugh at life, you feel less stressed. Next, follow a healthy lifestyle. Aim to exercise for about 30 minutes on most days of the week. You can also break it up into 5 or 10 minute chunks of time during the day. Exercise can positively affect mood and reduce stress. Follow a healthy diet to fuel your mind and body. Get enough sleep and learn techniques to manage stress. Next, surround yourself with positive people. We cannot stress this enough. Surround yourself with positive people. And even if you're at a family gathering, you're at an office gathering, whatever kind of gathering you are in, whenever it is, if negativity comes your way, excuse yourself from the negativity. All right? You have to have boundaries. No negativity over here. You have to have those boundaries. And you have to be able to excuse yourself from the negativity, okay? Surround yourself with positive people. Make sure those in your life are positive, supportive people you can depend on to give helpful advice and feedback. Negative people may increase your stress level and make you doubt your ability to stress. Manage stress in healthy ways. So, I have to go back and reread that, don't you? Negative people may increase your stress level and make you doubt your ability to manage stress in healthy ways. I'm telling you, negativity is dangerous. Negative people are dangerous, okay? Practice positive self talk. Start by following one simple rule. Don't say anything to yourself that you wouldn't say to anyone else. Be gentle and encouraging with yourself. If a negative thought enters your mind, evaluate it rationally and respond with affirmations of what's good about you. Think about things you're thankful for in your life. Now, excuse me, let me ask Alexa a question. Alexa, what's my message?
No messages from today, but earlier ones. Go to the Alexa app. You also have one new notification from Amazon Shopping. 2 shipments will arrive today, including space heater.
All right, thank you. Excuse me, but I need to know because if something's on the porch, I need to get out there and get it. I've been blessed so far. Nobody's taken anything off my porch, but I still use common sense. If it's there, get out there and get it, okay? Now, putting positive thinking into practice. There's negative self talk and there's positive thinking. I've never done it before. And the positive thinking about this is it's an opportunity to learn something new. So if this negative thought comes to your mind, it's too complicated. Your positive thought is I'll tackle it from a different angle. I don't have the resources. Positive thinking is necessity is the mother of invention. Negative thought, I'm too lazy to get this done. Your positive thinking is I couldn't fit it into my schedule, but I can re-examine some priorities. There's no way it will work. The positive side of that thinking is I can try to make it work. The negative side is it's too radical a change. The positive side is Let's take a chance. Negativity, no one bothers to communicate with me. The positive part of that is I'll see if I can open the channels of communication. There's always something positive you can do. Next, I'm not going to get any better at this. And the positive side of that is tell yourself, I'll give it another try. How about that? Now, practicing positive thinking every day. Practicing positive thinking every day. We're going to do this starting now. We're going to enjoy the holidays more than we usually do. We're not going to dwell on negativity. We're going to dwell on positivity. Okay? All right. And we're going to do it in a sensible manner. Everything in its own place, in its own time. Okay? Practicing positive thinking every day. If you tend to have a negative outlook, don't expect to become an optimist overnight. Think about it. If you tend to have a negative outlook, don't expect to become an optimist overnight. Don't expect it to be overnight, but you start working on it now. Okay? But with practice, eventually your self talk will contain less self criticism and more self acceptance. You may also become less critical of the world around you. When you state your mind is generally optimistic, you're better able to handle everyday stress in a more constructive way. That ability may contribute to the widely observed health benefits of positive thinking. I'm going to do this paragraph again. When your state of mind is generally optimistic, you're better able to handle everyday stress in a more constructive way. That ability may contribute to the widely observed health benefits of positive thinking. We're at the Mayo Clinic today, and I believe, yes, we're going on, but I think that might be the end of this today. Oh, yeah. They have other subjects and topics they'd like for you to see. A very happy brain, being assertive, bridge pose, caregiver stress, and so many other things. This is a Mayo Clinic, so if you want to go there and search out some things for yourself, they're there for you, okay? I love you so much, and I pray and trust that you'll have a wonderful Thanksgiving in spite of everything that's going on, that you'll be able to cope with it, you'll be able to get through it, and you'll be able to be less stressful this year than you might have been last year. And even though things are happening and we have situations in your family and our families, just be encouraged, okay? No matter what's going on, God will make it all right. But you've got to stay strong. And you've got to stay strong. Oh, we're right on time, aren't we? I love you. Have a happy Thanksgiving. I don't think I'm going to webcast on Thursday. Thursday is Maritha, my baby sister's birthday, and she's going over into a new decade, okay, of life. I love you. It's Maritha's birthday on Thursday. I love you so much. Enjoy the remainder of your day, evening, night, morning, afternoon, okay? You're awesome. You're so wonderful.